Welcome to my Coffee Break, a podcast by TU Darmstadt. I'm Sara, I study biomolecular engineering and I work as a student ambassador and in TU. In this show, I'm sharing a coffee with professors and we talk about our university and programs. Today, my guest is Professor Dr. Moritz Egert, specializing in analysis at the Department of Mathematics. Welcome, Dr. Egert.
Hi, Sara. Nice to meet you.
Since it's a coffee break, which is your favorite type of coffee?
Oh, I'm a great lover of espresso.
Me too.
And you too. Oh, great. And recently, out of love for coffee, I got myself a fancy Italian coffee machine, and now I'm trying to pour latte art into cappuccinos. Slowly making progress, but if you ever try, it's kind of complicated.
Yeah,
so
I know.
The heart is there, but the pulpit, I'm still working on that.
Yeah, no problem. This is a podcast when we talk about our programs at the TU Darmstadt, and you are a professor in the Department of Mathematics, we said. Which program do you offer for the students?
Which programs, you mean? I mean, for the math students, we have the English Master of Mathematics, which is our general master's program, and the idea is that students pick 2 specializations. For this program, it would be in mathematics, so analysis. My field of expertise could be one, and maybe algebra is another one. And then students in their specialization, they attend lectures which start at the bachelor's level, but within 2 semesters, they get students right into up-to-date research. So these specializations lectures, they are kind of a fast track of going from the bachelor's mathematics to the mathematics that could be a master thesis, but then also to the mathematics that you could do as a math researcher afterwards. And so naturally, that is the mathematics that me as a professional mathematician, I'm doing at the moment.
Okay. And what do you think is most unique about the Department of Mathematics at TU Darmstadt? What is so unique other than other university? Why should people come here?
Okay, so I think, yes, a good question, of course. I mean, it makes me want to think, and I think there's 2 very different aspects to your questions. Like, the one thing is that we have a very broad offer of mathematics. So I'm an analyst. I offer lectures in analysis typically at the advanced level. But then very recently we started a master's program in data science. And we have a master's program where students can pick one specialization in mathematics, but the other one could be something different. Could be computer science, but it could also be something that is even further away at first sight of mathematics. Okay, but then mathematics for me, is at the one point is a research. And then there's the different aspect to it that math is kind of a philosophy, how you live your life. Because if you would ask me how would I describe my research, or how would I describe being a mathematician, I would not tell you about my research papers. Maybe I would tell you about my lectures, but most certainly I would tell you about the idea that I like to solve problems. I like to analyze problems, I like to understand them, and then I like to find the solutions, and then I want to go beyond that. And that is the thing that we try to teach our students. So that, the skills that they learn in their math studies, it goes beyond the content of lectures, and it goes beyond the content of a master thesis or an exam, but it's a skill that you can use everywhere in daily life where you want to solve problems.
Yeah, math is also also Galileo, I thought, said math is always everywhere and also in the universe, so math is everywhere.
Yeah, because it's a language that can sort of describe a situation free of any prejudices. Just you stick to the facts and you go with that. And I think that is a quality that becomes more and more important as we see in daily news.
Yeah.
And so coming back to the original question, now I did this usual professor thing of just talking about something else and forgetting the question, but I didn't forget it completely. A unique thing that we have in our department is that professors and students work very closely already at the beginning of the master's program. Usually lectures are held in smaller groups and you're in direct contact with your professor. Like many of my colleagues, including myself, we have an open door policy. That means the door is open and students can drop in the office whenever the door is open and ask no matter what questions. And
cool.
also for the problem sessions, there's a lecture, but usually it's accompanied by a problem class where you discuss contents of the lectures, but you also want to solve exercises. And then with so many tutors who are working, typically students from higher semesters or people who work as a PhD student in our department or even postdocs, who supervise these small problem-solving groups and kind of work directly with the students on their problem. So that, I think, as a unique selling point really in mathematics is this close contact of professors and the students right at the beginning of the master studies, and leading students quickly into the research of my colleagues and myself.
Very cool. And I've made the case that the students already choose TU Darmstadt to study. What should they bring here? What are you looking for in students besides completing a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics? Because we know that it's a basic requirement.
It's a requirement to be able to somehow talk the language of math in a way that you can make conversations in mathematical language. But besides that, I think mathematics is very curiosity-driven.
Yeah.
And as a math student at any university, and that also applies to our university, you should be curious. You should want to learn things and you want to solve problems. And we love students who want to go in the details and into depth of every single problem to dig out the details and understand the problem, not just superficially, but understand it in entirely the problem. That's the thing that we like. And I think if you come with these requirements and you have this sort of mindset that I described just a couple of minutes ago, then you're ready to go and pick whatever specialization within mathematics.
So curiosity and details.
Yes,
well,
I think that's...
Good. Yeah.
And it's somehow, you also need to be kind of resilient. You need to you need to be able to overcome frustration, because mathematics can be frustrating. And
university in general.
In general, and I think a thing that is particular in mathematics is that many times there's something that you say that has to be true, but still you need to prove it, because you want to be 100% sure and not just 99.9%.
Yeah. We talk about students, and now we want to talk about you. If you were to start studying again now, what bachelor or master will you choose? Still math or something else?
I think I would make the same choice as I did, I forgot to calculate, but some years ago, maybe 17, it should be 17 years ago, I started math in the bachelor's program. I would pick that again. I tried to pick sports as a second subject. I would try to pick it again, and I don't know if this time I would succeed.
And now we are approaching a highlight of our podcast. Like you already enjoying your coffee.
This wonderful coffee. Yeah. It's excellent.
And normally, where do you like to enjoy your coffee around campus?
That's a good question. It depends on whether we're in summer or winter. Like when it's sunny outside, I like to sit next to our math institute, which is like the central campus. Mm-hmm. There's Wellnitz, like a cafe bar, and there's a nice cafe next by. I like to sit there in the sun or under the trees and enjoy an espresso and just enjoy the good weather and the sun. But we don't have that. Some would say that we don't have that. We almost never have that in Darmstadt, which I think is not true. But for the winter times, we got a nice coffee machine in our library. It's a beautiful machine, and there's a round table. And usually when the analysis group goes to lunch together, afterwards we come back. Someone is in charge of the machine playing barista of the day, and the others are sitting on the round table. We're enjoying our coffees, and we discuss about, life in general or a specific research problem of one of us, or we discuss about teaching and whatever else comes to our mind.
Okay, thank you for joining me today. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. Just check out our social media for our next episode. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.